From the ages of 15 to about 22 years old, I had very bad anxiety and depression. My depression definitely peaked at age 19. Every single day felt incredibly dark. I didn't have a reason to get out of bed. I didn't have a reason to look after myself. I didn't even have a reason to brush my teeth. My daily routine would look like rolling out of bed at whatever time my body felt like waking up at, turning on my PC and loading up Discord and basically just rotting away in my room, quite literally rotting away. I never felt moments of happiness, of pure happiness, of joy. I merely felt like I was just existing in a realm of just pure sadness, anxieties, feeling like you're not enough, not knowing what's wrong, not knowing what to do, quite literally just existing within that realm on a day-to-day basis from ages 15 to like 22 years old. Absolutely abysmal. And as I said, it peaked at age 19, and I would have incredibly dark days where I would feel like absolutely nothing on earth. There were times when I thought about killing myself. There were times when I thought about harming myself. And the worst thing about it all was the fact that I didn't understand it. I didn't understand why I was feeling that way. It gotten so bad that my mom was incredibly worried for me and my safety, and she had always been incredibly supportive of me as I was going through this stage in my life, always trying to help any way she can, getting me to doctor appointments, getting me to counseling, therapy sessions. But it had gotten so bad at this point that she had suggested to me that I would go on to antidepressants. I was absolutely terrified of going onto antidepressants because I had this idea in my mind that I didn't want to take any sort of substances which would change how my brain would function. It made me incredibly uncomfortable to think that I would have to rely on a substance like that to be able to function. And that's not exactly like the most rational thing, because that is just a part of life at this point. But it terrified me. It terrified me to think that I was going to go onto pills that I would have to take every day as well. I remember the moment of acceptance that I had where I was sat on my stairs, sort of just curled up in a ball, and I just started to cry. It's very difficult for me to start to cry for some reason. I don't know, I don't cry very easily at all, but I sobbed. I did it purely because my mom was worried for me, and I was at a stage in my life where, to be honest with you, I wasn't going to make good decisions for myself. I did not have my own best interests at heart. I didn't even have any of this on my mind on how to fix this or how to live with this, because I didn't care. I didn't care about myself. I went to the doctor's office and I surprisingly went onto quite a low dose despite my symptoms and, how much of a dangerous subject I was in terms of, being a danger to myself. I actually went on to quite a lower dose just because I had this fear, this anxiety of like having to rely on substances. So I went on to 50 grams of sertraline, which is again really low dose. After an adjustment period of about 2 weeks, the adjustment period was a bit rough, and my doctor actually acknowledged that I would have around 2 weeks of sort of feeling quite rough, irritable, maybe even sadder. So my mom would keep a very close eye on me during the 2 week period. But after that, I would describe my mood as being very flatlined. I wouldn't ever really feel happy. I wouldn't ever feel sad. So my happiness trajectory went from this to more like this. I didn't really have any ups. I didn't really have many big downs, which sounds really sad, and it is actually quite sad. It numbed me to major emotions, and that includes really good emotions as well as the sad ones. Although, to be fair, it probably didn't have that many happy emotions to suppress at that point because my lifestyle was so bad. So it was ultimately a good decision that I went onto them. I'm going to tell you now how I think antidepressants should be utilized to actually better your situation that you may find yourself in. This is my opinion. I'm not a medical expert, and everyone's situation is very different. But for me, how I saw them is as follows. I think antidepressants should be used so they sort of flatline your emotions so you don't have these major down days. And what that will do is it will allow you to start instilling habits, good habits, which will actually up your mood for when you get off the antidepressants. You should use antidepressants as a tool to set yourself up for success. It's no good going on antidepressants, flatlining your mood, and then, you know, just accepting the lifestyle that you have now. That's not going to lead to a happy, fulfilling life. Your life is going to be very neutral. You're not going to experience massive ups, you're not going to experience massive downs, and that's no way to live, in my opinion. It's a bit fucking rough, isn't it? Because some people actually need to be on these things for life. And me saying this could be really fucking hurtful. I just had like a moment of realization to myself where I thought what I'm saying could be really insensitive to someone who is on antidepressants and they might have to be on them for life. I was just thinking to myself, I'm telling them that that's no way to live, just being on them for life. I just got hit with a massive sort of wave of sadness, just empathizing with that situation. The thing is, I don't think it's going to do anyone good if we box ourselves into any categories in that sense. I think your brain is very powerful, and I think you should believe that you can change your situation. You can conquer your brain, you can reclaim it, and you don't need to feel this way forever. As I said in a previous video, I was really convinced that I had clinical depression and I was going to have to learn to live with it for the rest of my life. That wasn't the case at all, and I think it would do you very good to also believe in that fact as well, that you can change this. So with that being said, how they should be used. If you need them, I think you should go on them. I think they can be a lifesaver, quite literally. I also think they can be a very useful tool if you are very roller coaster with your emotions, to sort of level you out a little bit, and so you're able to function at a decent level so you can start setting future yourself up for success. You want to start implementing good habits, you want to stop bad habits, you want to get some sort of routine, some sort of sleeping pattern, you want to sort out your diet, you want to start a gym membership, you want to do all of these things. Whatever works towards your goals, it's very important that you do things for yourself. I'm very thankful that I went on to antidepressants, even though like my heart tells me that I hate it, and I hated that period of my life, because I think if I was to be logical, they probably saved my life and they probably allowed me to actually start building myself up from the bottom of the trenches where I found myself. And that was all me. That wasn't medication doing that. I did those things. I started the gym membership. I started pushing myself out of my comfort zone into the real world. And I started doing better habits, and I started being more aware of the bad habits that I was doing. I did all that. No drug did that for me. I take full credit. I just used the tools that were available to me. And one of those tools, one of those many tools, was antidepressants. So how am I now? Where am I now? Just last month marked my 1-year anniversary of getting off antidepressants. I was incredibly elated and happy to get off them. I didn't really notice a big difference in my mood once I got off them, but I feel like it was a very gradual process because I had obviously been on the tablets for so long. The process of getting off them and out of your system is very gradual. So I didn't notice effects immediately, but look where I am now. Like a year and a half ago at this point, I was down in the trenches. I was down bad. I wasn't leaving the house. I was too anxious to go to the gas station to pick up some milk. I was playing video games 16 hours a day. I had zero routine, zero sleep pattern, and look at me now. I've been abroad in Thailand with my best friend Hamza for 2 months. I am pushing myself out of my comfort zone every single day. I have a routine. I am conscious of my decisions. I am making better decisions for myself. I am instilling better habits, and most importantly, I am happy. I am fulfilled. And I would love that for you as well. I would love that for you. Nothing would make me happier than to hear that you have also won your battle with this. And with that being said, I hope this video was helpful. I hope it was insightful. If you're in the same position I was in not too long ago, I just want you to know it is doable and there is light at the end of the tunnel. If I can do it, you can. I was very deep in there, and it's going to be difficult, it's going to be hard, and you're going to be faced with a lot of challenges. But if you push through those challenges and persevere, the rewards are so worth it, man. So worth it. And I'm only just getting started, baby. Okay, guys, join the Discord, follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. God. Ugh.